They bought the place next door to them. It had a nice bathroom.
Really nice bathroom. Went out of my way to write a Google and Yelp review and talk about how nice their bathrooms were. Yeah.
The beer, but the bathrooms, very nice. Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I'm Jason.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Drew. And Drew's got a knife and Matt's got a bottle.
There's a lot going on right now.
We don't know what's going on, but we are here for another bottle review. This time, though, it's not bourbon. We're actually going to beer, and we're going to be talking about Kill The Lights Beer Fest from Xül in
Which we just went
Knoxville,
to.
Tennessee. We did, yeah.
Awesome. My first time going. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, I think it was our third,
Yeah. We missed last year's, and
We
good
did.
Lord, this wax is thick. But
It
yeah,
is
we missed
very
last
thick.
year's.
Yeah, I think it's like too hard. The wax is like too hard on that bottle. It's like usually a little softer.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the red wax Kill the Lights bottle from the festival. You don't get it with your purchase of a ticket this year, which was fine, but you could buy it there at the brewery, no problem getting a bottle if you wanted one. So this one was $27. It is a blend of barrel aged and non-barrel aged stouts.
Interesting. No adjuncts, right?
Well, there are.
Oh, okay.
There are some adjuncts.
Proceed.
So the barrel aged part was aged in Buffalo Trace barrels for 14 months.
Okay.
And of course, the non-barrel aged part is just like fresh stout.
Right.
The blend, after that, they blend it, the barrel aged with the non-barrel aged. They condition it on raw and toasted coconut, Madagascar vanilla beans, and maple granola.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That sounds really good.
We actually tried this when we were
just
there.
happened, by the way.
Yeah.
The tab came off. This is going to be a fun one.
Well, good luck getting that one off.
Okay.
I'll send this down to you.
Right.
So when we had on draft down there, it was a little bit cold, I felt like.
Right.
And we had like every pour they had offered. So we were trying a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
I think the consensus then when it was pretty good. So I'm anxious to try it out of the bottle.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times draft versus bottle pour can be a lot different.
It can be very drastically different. Yeah.
It can. So the price on this, let's talk a little bit of that. $27. So kind of in line. If you put this into a 750 format, it would be probably $50, $45, which is about same price like side project kind of stuff. There's 114 ratings on Untapped.
That's low.
It's averaging a 4.36, which is also a little low.
It's
a little low.
It sounds high, but considering what it is, it's probably lower than it should be.
Well, generally, when you see the first few ratings, like under 200, actually under probably 250, 300 ratings,
right.
It's spiked. You see people that are really like loyal to the brand or something.
Sure.
And that's where you go.
You say spite rating?
Spiked.
Spiked.
Oh, spiked.
Spiked.
Or
I was
spiked.
like,
Yeah.
spite.
I'm going to give this a 5 because I fucking hate it.
Screw them guys. So Xül out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Do you know what Xül is, Drew? What it means, the word?
Not what it means.
Come on. You got to guess.
It's a pop culture reference.
Oh, it's
Is it?
from Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. It's different, though.
Oh.
You got anything
It's
else, man?
spelled different.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of where I thought they got it from, and they have that whole spooky kind of
They do.
thing going on with it.
They're
I looked at your shirt, I almost thought you had a Xül shirt
Yeah,
on.
no, I
but you
don't.
got
It's
it.
Evil
Yeah.
Dead 2, I think it is. But Xül, it's a Sumerian adjective for both great and evil.
Okay.
There you go.
So it's
Is it really?
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
no, I didn't make that up.
I feel like you just made that up. You're
I
lying.
might have just made it up. I don't know. No, I looked it up.
Okay,
So
okay.
they've been around for 5 years total.
Right.
They opened in 2020. Brad West, who's probably the face of the brewery, I would
Right.
say.
That's the guy we met.
We met him
Eighth
at Eighth State,
Yeah.
the beer fest. It's
Yeah,
him,
that was really cool.
Bentley Blackshear, who was their head brewer, who is honestly, I don't think he's with them anymore.
Okay.
I think he's left. There's not a lot of information online about that.
Okay.
So it's Brad, it was Bentley,
Okay.
and then Tara Thacker. I don't really know what everybody's role is. Okay. But Tara Thacker, it looks like her husband is another owner. So I'm assuming Tara, her husband, and Brad probably bought out Bentley for some reason or whatever.
Gotcha.
And then they have a new head brewer at this point.
Xül Brewing is making moves, though.
That's great you brought that up. So they actually bought.
I almost wore my hat tonight from the other place.
They actually bought a second tap room outside of Knoxville. I can't remember the Hardin Valley.
Okay.
In 2023.
Right.
So they expanded there. It's a smaller one, and then they bought the place next door to them.
Right.
Remember that one? So it was like a little small brewery. It had a nice bathroom.
Really nice bathroom.
The bathroom
We
was
left Xül,
nice.
we went to this other brewery, and I went out of my way to write a Google and Yelp review and talk about how nice their bathrooms were. Yeah.
The beer, but the bathroom,
Bathrooms?
very nice. So Xül bought the space beside them, expanded the patio. They bought a space in Hardin Valley. Here's one I didn't know about. They bought Fanatic Brewing in Knoxville. They finalized this in 2025. It expanded their brewing capacity by pretty much doubling it at least.
Right. Wow, okay.
But the big one that we saw is they bought Southern Grist.
Southern
so that's
Grist
out of Nashville.
was huge.
I almost wore my Southern Grist hat tonight.
I looked
R.I.P.
Southern Grist up and stuff. Southern Grist has those two spots still. One's huge production facility,
Right.
tap room outside of it.
Is that Nations?
Nation. I don't know which one's which.
Okay.
But there's two. So then you have the one by the railroad tracks. That's the original location.
Right.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
just don't know which one's which.
I know the Nations is the one that has that. There's like a silo that's like 100
it.
yards away. Okay, that's Nations.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's
Nations is a nice one with a production facility.
Okay.
Right.
And then the other one's by the railroad tracks down there. Yeah, just in that one. So here's the thing, though. I looked at this. I tried to look up capacity online. You cannot really figure this out. So it showed, here's what this told me. They said Southern Grist last year made 10,000 barrels. There's no way that's right.
Why?
Oh, I think they made more than that.
Right, I agree.
Because they distroed the whole state of Nashville.
They were huge.
Out of state, too. Like, yeah.
They pushed really hard. Like they expanded
huge.
probably too fast.
They expanded a little too fast, probably. Their quality never caught up. They used to have great quality Southern Grist.
It was actually really good stuff.
But their stouts never could catch on, in my opinion. I'm not factual on this. I don't hate Southern Grist. I like them a lot. I think one of the guys, his wife was from Lexington. He'd be here Black Friday. Pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
But been to Southern Grist many times. But with Xül buying them, no matter what the numbers say, they've essentially quadrupled their capacity in the past 5 years.
Xül has.
Right,
yeah.
I mean, they're ready to take on whatever,
Yeah.
which is maybe a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Well, considering how much
we'll
we
see.
like Xül, you know.
Oh, thanks, Drew.
Yeah, but it's an interesting perspective because beer, for the most part, has really declined. Craft beer
Agreed.
has
Agreed.
lost its luster. And you see breweries like Southern Grist that, for all intents and purposes, on a 5-point scale, they were probably a 3.75, maybe pushing 4.
maybe a 4.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, probably not gonna, be ever voted best brewery in the country, but decent stuff. But they were pushing it like they were a 4.5 brewery.
They had they had a few really good IPAs. Not all of them, but there were a few. They had an anniversary one.
They pushed that pastry sour thing really hard.
That was my next thing, too. So if you look at them, they kind of mirror Xül, right? I mean, Xül has some pretty good IPAs.
Yeah.
The best one we had this weekend when we went down there was probably the triple,
Which
I'm usually not a fan of triple at all.
Yeah.
And my wife had one last night. She goes, "This is great." I'm like, "I know, right? It's triple."
Surprisingly, yeah.
But they have that, and then Xül's flagship, no matter what they do, is the PB&J.
Yeah.
Which Southern Grist pushed those sours.
Yeah. Right.
So Xül has that, seltzer based.
Yeah.
And then Southern Grist, I don't know what their base is. Maybe seltzer, maybe beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Xül has surpassed them for that.
Right.
But I would say IPA, Xül's a little bit better overall for sure. Their sours are better. Now stouts, Southern Grist never progressed to where I thought they could be. Some of their early stouts were pretty good,
Yeah.
but they never could get them above 10.5%. I know it's a Nashville law or Tennessee law, whatever.
I don't think it had anything to do with it. Like the body
body.
wasn't
body's
wasn't
too
there
thin.
either. I thought Southern Grist hops were probably my favorite out of what they had.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those sours, the pastry sours that were kind of sweet, kind of decadent, they lacked body too.
They did. They were thin.
They were thin.
It was like not Strawberry Hill.
No, they had Strawberry
They
Hill.
had the
Hill?
whole
Was that-
hill. They
yeah,
had the
okay, yeah.
Hill series.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
all the hills.
Yeah.
They were all just
It's
kind of
also
like,
Boone's Farm.
Right. That's what I was like, wait a minute. Am I getting that wrong?
yeah. They were all just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But there weren't any to where I was like, I'm going to buy this every time I see it, or I'm going to keep a steady stock of it. I never got that. And like the PB&J series from Xül is that. It is that. Again, we talked about this before. I don't know what it's made out of. It could be 100% artificial flavor for all we know. But honestly, dude, it's just good. And then like the stouts, they like the body. I think for me, the Southern Grist hops were probably my favorite thing that they did. It was never top tier. It was it was right up there. It was good, but they pushed it like it was top tier stuff. And I think maybe they got a little too big for their britches. I don't know. It kind of sucks. I feel bad for them. I really do.
I feel bad for him. I think Xül is probably the best person that could have taken him over, but
Yeah.
I worry. I know we're not talking about the beer necessarily right now, but
yeah.
I worry that, man, you've quadrupled the size of your place in 5 years. I know if you're not growing, you're dying. I get that aspect, but I worry about them because you've got to put out this PB&J and distro, and you got to go at least regional, if not national.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Honestly, I hope we see it here. I'd be.
Oh,
I mean, that
think
would
we
be
will.
incredible.
I think we will.
Yeah, this might be controversial. I actually don't care for Xül's hops as much as you all do, but I would kill to have that PB&J on our shelves.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the variants. I mean, all the variants have been at least solid, right? Like they've not been bad.
There's not been a variant that's been under a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Period. So
we'll keep talking about this, but what do you think about the beer? So here, let me give you a little.
Did you try it yet?
I did. So it's rated at 10.1% ABV, but we talked to a guy in line. Don't know how true this is, but he seemed like he knew what he was talking about.
He seemed like he knew
did.
what he was talking about.
So they're
And
saying
he's from Tennessee.
He is
too.
from Tennessee. They're saying that Tennessee still has an ABV cap of like you can't be above 10.1 to be like beer down there. Now I don't know if that's true.
So it would have to be reclassified as.
Yep.
Some
But if
sort
you,
of-
Yeah.
but the reason it makes me think there might be a little validity to that is Bourbon County. If you remember several years ago when Bourbon County went to the taller bottles, in Tennessee they had to do a special bottling that was lower ABV. Now I think we'd all agree.
I don't remember this. When did this
did.
happen?
Probably when was that? 2015 maybe. It was the first year they did it.
Oh, you're talking about when they just
So
reformatted.
when they went from the 12-ounce bottles of regular to
the
like
weird
the
16,
15.9,
yeah.
So Tennessee had a special shipment, maybe some other states too, of a lower ABV stout.
Huh.
Which honestly, they probably just made a new label.
Right.
I mean, who's going to check it?
Who's going to check it? Yeah. Unless
Well, and
you're-
also, how do you run that down to 10.1 without tarnishing the flavor?
You crush
and the
that
yeah.
flavor.
Yeah.
So the 10.1 on Untapped for this one, it might not be 10.1.
Sure.
That's the reason I
got
say
you,
that.
yeah.
So what do you think about the beer?
we talk about the body on the Southern Grist Stouts, and this is exactly what they could not achieve. You take that first sip, and it's warm. Not warm in a hot alcohol way, but it's almost just like, it's like getting that first brownie as soon as you take the batch out of the oven. And it's
Corner
like,
piece.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This
I
tastes,
want the middle, but
this tastes like the middle piece to me. Like it's still hot and it's like steaming, and then you take that bite and it's like soft and chewy.
it's also cellar temp. We did a good job with that.
Yeah, like this is the body on this is fantastic. It's decadent. The nose on
I
me,
think the body on this is about perfect if you're looking for just a barrel aged stout normal. Like
Sure,
it's not
yeah.
it's not sticky, sweet, thick as
No.
like a side project or whatever. It's not thin. It's
No.
right where you want to be.
it's right where it needs to be. I agree.
Coats the glass a little, not too much. So what do you think about the flavor? I mean, reading those adjuncts, I'm getting maple for sure.
Give me those adjuncts again. I apologize. I was trying to open the
No,
bottle.
you're good. Maple granola.
Okay.
I get that 100%. Madagascar vanilla, maybe a little vanilla.
I can see the fucking granola. Like,
And
putting on my
and then, well, I think it's coconut.
Oh, okay,
So
and then
raw
coconut,
and
so-
toasted coconut.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's where we're seeing the oils on there and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but again,
one
it's
thing
there.
I will say before we dive head first into it is Never Say Die Bourbon is actually a great bourbon. You should check them out at a liquor store near you. His bourbon is partially aged at sea in seafaring vessels on the open sea, heading out to England. And
How
then
many
it comes
times can
back
you
to
say
us.
the word sea?
I don't know. I was trying to shove as many
Let's see
seas
how
as
long
I
you
can.
can say it.
But you check them out at a liquor store near you. Always a good pour. Appreciate those guys sponsoring our show. But the coconut on this, I actually want more.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's not enough, but there is a lot of flavor there. I'm going back to the brownie analogy. This is a very dessert-like beverage.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not even getting a ton of maple. I'm getting a lot of like kind of chocolate decadence in there. I'm getting a little bit of coconut in there, but I do think this is overall a very good drink.
It makes me wonder. So I think you got the first pour, did you? So I got the last.
Yeah, mine came out
So-
like chunky.
I wonder if ours are different because I get a ton of maple.
Do you really?
Like,
Okay.
I do too.
Maple granola is number one for me.
I get more coconut than anything, and I'm wondering if I got a lot of the floaties on
Could
there,
be.
but I still would want more.
Yeah.
I think the weird thing about this beer is, well, it's not weird, it's different, right? So it's a blend of barrel-aged and non-barrel aged.
Right.
So it makes me wonder, I know why they did it. I mean, it's financial, probably stretching your barrels for now until you can get more capacity. But I wonder what it would taste like if it was all barrel aged. I wonder what that would do to change it.
I would like to see more barrel quality in there, because when you get into a really heavy body like this, or something that's bigger bodied, it hides a lot of that barrel nuance that sometimes is welcome, unless you age it for fucking 3 years. Did it say how long it was aged?
No.
The barrel part was
Oh, it did. 14 months.
14 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, unless you're aging it for years and years and years, a lot of the characteristics there are going to mask all that stuff that I would like to see pull out. So, I mean, unless you make it thinner, I don't know what else you could do.
I mean, I'm assuming they're trying to stretch it. I get it. I mean, you're in the middle of that capacity change and all that stuff. And it could be the taste. Maybe the barrel aged wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did all barrel aged.
Yeah.
What do you think, Drew? Any tasty notes or anything? Any thoughts on it?
I do like the maple. Again, the coconut for me is a little bit further down the line, is like what I'm able to pick out. But and like a little vanilla. I mean, this is kind of what I want.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
From what I remember, I know we had a ton of different beers on draft. This is better. Yeah. I think we got a sample of every single beer there and we shared them. But I think this is better from the bottle than on draft.
Yeah.
That I remember.
Yeah,
Could be the temperature too, right?
Yeah, I actually don't have a lot of recollection from the one on draft.
I actually rated them, but
Did you really?
Again, I haven't used Untapped, so I'm just like going through it in a while. But yeah, it's a little different. So let's talk about the beer fest itself, though. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. We actually recorded a couple episodes, and we had a huge soiree. We had like 8 freaking people on here. We did a whole Halloween themed, everybody dressed up. And what we found out is 8 people is way too many. It was just seriously like 30 minutes of cross-contamination of like people talking over each other. It was basically like a party. Horrible idea. It was fun though.
It was fun.
Hate that we couldn't release it, but we did. We talked about the Xül Beer Fest. We met Jeff over there.
Our
Jeff was awesome.
fan.
Yeah, first fan interaction that we had.
Thanks,
that was
Jeff.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff was like, he's like, Arsenic Culture, you guys do the podcast. And we're like, hell yeah, dude. And then we met, I'm gonna try this. We got Dana, Kessler,
Yes, Kessler. I remember
Peggy,
Kessler.
and Mike,
Okay.
who sat next to us in the VIP area.
Super cool people.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Mike
very
was
nice.
like, oh yeah, I think I might recognize you. And
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, Mike. That's really nice. I think
get
he was
that
just
all the
saying
time.
that. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, sure. But those guys were really cool too.
I mean, Channing Tatum and me look very similar. I mean, it really is. It's uncanny.
They're actually the
it's
same
uncanny,
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually just his pen name. It's Jason Hale on Arsenic
Be Channing
Culture.
Jason Hale as my serial killer.
The serial killer name. Yeah. Now you can start killing people. Yeah.
So beer fest wise, that we talked about in the last episode, we'll bring it back up since the episode's no longer there. But I think the beer fest myself, I think it was a good time. A lot of good breweries. I mean, the beer tap list was insane.
Yeah.
There was not any category wasn't well represented. The best IPAs, some of the best stouts, best barley wines, best fruited sours, everything in the world. I mean, it was literally, the only thing was missing was like Cantillon.
yeah.
Everything else was top tier.
Yeah.
The only complaint I would have about it is some of the organization, not their fault necessarily, but it's in a baseball stadium, and you're going. The lines were so big for each brewery, and you're trying to walk through those lines at one point. Now,
It was in the concourse,
It was.
right? So
Yeah.
that's you've got, and it's a minor league stadium,
you
so
can't
there's limited
move.
space.
Yeah, there's no.
It would have been great if it was on the field. That would have been amazing.
I'd say the only way you could do that though is out of season. I don't know what their season runs.
Yeah, there was
but
literally a game
But
getting
it was
ready to be.
but it was a soccer game.
It was weird.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Ran
were setting up
the
soccer
best
goals
on
and
the
stuff like
soccer
that.
pitch,
Yeah, that would have been so cool if
Yeah.
it was out in the open though.
Well, they talked about that. They addressed it online too, of like, hey, we've learned some stuff from this one, and
Okay.
if we go back to this venue next year, we've got some things we already know we're going to do, but we might go somewhere else. Like, they didn't say we're going back there, so
Honestly, you just need like a warehouse space. Like just get a venue.
Yeah.
Just get a regular open venue.
yeah. But I mean, people there. I mean, they had a lot of people.
I know, but think about Fobab. Like it's just
it's a stadium.
It's a stadium, but
Yeah.
they're like inside like the venue area to where they do like conventions and stuff.
Well, at Fobab, so in Chicago, Festival of Barrel Aged Beers, there's 3 levels. You have the floor, you have the concourse, and you have outside.
Right.
Outside's limited. It's like Goose Island and stuff, but
Kill the Lights is not that big.
no, it's half the size, but still.
Yeah. If that.
The thing that I really enjoyed, I said one of the things besides the beer, but we had ideal conditions. Like, it was not really hot. It did get a little bit warm
60,
later in the day.
65,
Yeah, while we were taking our nap on the sofa.
Yeah. I mean,
Nap.
it was perfect. And so I would actually prefer it to be outside
100%,
than to be in not a warehouse, but like a convention hall.
Yeah.
Because that feels like cold to me. And I feel like if you can be outside and have like fresh air.
But the concourse was nice in case it rained, right?
Correct. So it's
and
like a
shade,
valid point.
and
Valid
shade.
point, yeah.
Because if it rained and it was outside, you're screwed. You're out of luck. Yeah. I mean,
Well, but if they could all they have to do is basically, if they're going to have that soccer game that they had there, which was a minor league, whatever it was, I don't know.
Probably high school.
Do it on
Middle school state tournament.
non-regulation
Yeah, there's
field.
only 4 teams in the league.
Just do it on an off day. Like,
right,
schedule that a year in advance and be like, hey, like, we're going to have it here, but let's do it out on the field.
Yeah.
I think the key thing, too, when they're doing it in the fall, you got UT football down there, so they're trying to schedule on a weekend where they're out of town.
Right.
And they did. Everybody came to Kentucky and they beat our ass.
And we
went down there. And then we beat their ass down there. We beat their ass down there.
Sure.
But anyway, I think the beer festival overall was good. Great beers. So, Matt, what would you rate this beer? This beer itself.
I'm giving this a 4.25 plus. It's got the body, it's got flavor. I really would have liked to have seen a little bit more out of those adjuncts, but for all intents and purposes, I mean, this is 4.25, and it's pushing 4.5 because it is very well balanced and it's got a lot of flavor.
What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, I know you don't do this, but I'm going to go 4.375 because
I can do it. Matt just got to figure shit out.
I just
Can't
my
math.
brain just started to twist. I'm like,
I want it a little thicker. Like, I just a little bit, and again, where it comes out, I don't know if they can. However, but I just want it a little bit thicker, a little bit more viscous.
Yeah.
But I think it's really good.
So I think it's better than when I had on draft, than what I remember. I mean, barely remember that. We had so many that day. But
That's why we barely remember it. Yeah.
I check it in, but whatever. So I'm a 4.25. I think draft I give it a 4.
Right.
If you take any bias out of it, though, it's still a 4.25. Like even reasonably whatever, it's still a 4.25.
I agree.
There's a lot of potential here, in my opinion. Yeah. I think their barrel aging program, this is probably top 3 barrel aged beer I've had from them. Okay. And this is not even all barrel aged.
Right. Yeah.
So some of the membership bottles I have are all barrel aged, and I picked up a couple new ones when we were there. So I'm anxious to try those. Maybe in the future we'll try another one on there.
Yeah,
Do you think that if, like, lobbying them to change the laws in Tennessee, that they could produce something that's got a little bit more complexity, a little bit, might get rated higher if they could allow that ABV range to tick up?
It makes me wonder, though, like, I want to dig into that and see if it's actually, like, true.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that guy was telling us truth, but it might not be.
Yeah.
They have had some weird backward-ass liquor laws.
Oh, yeah, there used to be separate buildings you couldn't go in. If it was
So
over, like,
weird, man.
10%, you had to walk next door and then the liquor store.
Yeah.
You couldn't do the same entrance.
Right, yeah.
You had to walk outside underneath the rain. And just, I'm like, hell, it's right there.
2 feet. Yeah,
But,
exactly.
I do think it could be better, potentially, if that's holding them back. But if you're that big, I think the state of Tennessee, like, what are you doing? Right. You got Jack Daniels down there. I mean, you got whiskey distillers. I mean, you have to get another license. You want some more taxes, great. But you got to make it the way you want it. Yeah. But great potential, for sure. I wish them luck. I think the Southern Grist thing is a huge, huge risk, but also could be a huge reward. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, just keep watching anyway and tell your friends you liked it and just lie to them. But please like and subscribe on all social medias, especially YouTube.